It is fire up in here. Shalom, shalom, aloha from Maui. How are you? This is Navia by Yehuda, bringing you intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. So, I have a question. I got a question. Nobody get nervous. I got a question. Are you willing to do the work? Because I know you want to get out here in these dating streets. I know you want to just push the needle forward. I know you want to do all of that. I got you. I'm with you. I understand. The Bible says it's not good for man to be alone. It probably meant it wasn't good for a man to be alone. For women, we got it on lock. We used to being alone. We are used to it. But that does not mean that you should find it to be acceptable when it's not necessary. So one of the things that I like to do is unpack things and just look at things for what it really is instead of just looking at the surface. Because when you look at the surface, you don't get the whole of the truth, and you got to go deeper, and you have to be willing to do that. Hello, is this thing on? Hello? Yeah, you got to be willing to do the work. So smile, give your face a break. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to smile. I promise you, it's okay. And so one of the things that we as women, and I mean men too, this is just everybody, but I know I have a lot of women watching and subscribing. Did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell though? You probably liked something. I need you to like, comment, and subscribe. So anytime you see one of my videos, would you please help a sister out and just hit like, because that communicates to YouTube that, this is content that is noteworthy, and they will make sure more people see it. Because I think I have a word. I think so. I think so. Maybe it's just me. So, are you willing to do the work? What does that even mean? Well, think about how you were raised. Think about all the things that you were told by your parents, by your aunts, by your grandmother, by your siblings, by your friends. And when you start to weigh out your life, has what they said been valuable? Has it added to your life, or did it take away? I know when around the time that my grandmother was growing up and my mother was growing up, there were people that kept a lot of secrets. And so when it came to, being forthright and just spilling the beans on something or someone, people just did not do it. They thought it was better to keep it secret. And so if you come from a household where you have been abused, whether it was sexually, verbally, emotionally, mentally, those are just things that there was not like a lot of help for that. Like a man at that time could rape his own wife and not be prosecuted. Things were very, very different then, because in the minds of the powers that be, how can you rape your wife? That's your wife. Like, he has a right to have sex with her. So they didn't understand that no means no for whatever reason. And so a lot of that, a woman would stay in her marriage. She would just stay 30, 40, 50 years and just put up with his whatever. And it really was not healthy. And then you growing up in the household, looking around at this, you're thinking, this is normal. This is how I'm supposed to do life. And so, depending on the hardwiring of the child, they will grow up and they will repeat that, or they will run as far away from it as possible. And even that may take them down a wrong road. And so there was never any real hands-on counseling and no help. And even if back then you went to see a psychiatrist, people thought you had to be crazy to see one, instead of thinking, no, this is actually keeping me from being crazy. So there was a lot of backwardness, I'll just say. And so in 2021, we are a lot clearer on who we are as women, what we want, and what we will and will not tolerate. And some people are still trying to get to that place, and that might be you, and that's okay. I'm just here to help. Like I always say, look, I just work here. And so I have on one of my favorite t-shirts that says my life is editable. I have them in pink and blue and black. And I like to keep it as a reminder, your life is editable. It really is. And so whatever happened way back when, you can control, alt, and delete. So let me say this. Now, control, alt are two keys that cannot work without other keys, because when you hit control, it's waiting for you to hit something else. And so there needs to be a connection. Well, there is a brain and a mind connection. There is also a heart connection. And so when you start to deal with your woundedness, your unfulfilled expectations, things that just did not exactly work out the way that you thought, you have to be able to house that somewhere. And how you house it is going to determine what your outcome is. Does that make sense? I don't want to get too sciencey on you, but part of doing the work, you do have to understand this. Like, you have to understand self-sabotaging behaviors and patterns. You have to understand triggers. When a person says a trigger word, what does that do to you mentally? We do have people that are dealing with PTSD. We have people that are dealing with all sorts of deficiencies. We have people that don't emotionally show up. And there's a reason for that. But yet and still, they find themselves, well, I want to get married. I want to be in a relationship, and they're not even saying I want to be in a healthy relationship. They're just saying, I want to be in a relationship. Choose your words wisely. Number one, you have to be very exacting on what it is that you want, because you will have whatever you say. It's a true story. Words are like seeds. Whatever comes out, that's what you're going to get. That will be the manifestation thereof, especially if you keep watering it. Watering it is ruminating. You just have the same circling thought, good or bad. Please understand me, good or bad. And so in this video, I want to talk about the work that needs to be done. Are you even willing to do the work? Because it's not going to take 5 minutes. It's not going to take a couple of weeks. You have to have a determination and an audacity and a tenacity to do what needs to be done, because it's going to serve you. It's going to be the best thing for you. You'll be the best version of yourself. So I want you to start to think about that. Get your journal, open it up, and just write the question, what am I willing to do? I love this movie with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. It's called The Untouchables. And I love Sean Connery's character, because his tent peg or mainstay was, what are you willing to do? What are you prepared to do? Right? So looking at what needs to be done is it's like this. Watch this. It's like a magnifying glass, putting it on your situation, taking the time to look inside of you. What's going on? Why do you feel the way that you do? Why do you react the way that you do? Why do you have the concepts that you have? When you think about a relationship, and I want you to write this in your journal, and I welcome you to put your comments in the chat, because I want to be able to go back and forth and to see who it is I'm talking to. No shame in your game. Just listen, get it done. When you need to get help, right? So if you would be so kind as to put your thoughts and your feelings about this video and my content in the comments, that would be like super duper. All right, so listen, I want you to, and I would like for you to do this, to start to journal and go and write down things like, why do I feel like this? Just put the question, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like this about relationships? Why do I feel like I want to be in a relationship? Why do I not want to be in a relationship? You want to start to unpack what's going on, how you feel, and what's going on. So in my last video, I talked about thinking about your thoughts. Like, are you thinking about your thoughts? Do you know where they come from? Do you understand that the thoughts that you have are up to you? They're not on random. Like even the Bible talks about capturing your thoughts and pulling them down. Anything that exalts itself or is opposed to a righteous way of thinking, a good way of thinking, you can capture those thoughts. You can pull them down. You can reroute them. You can change them. Your brain is plastic. It's called neuroplasticity. All right. I made a whole video on that. Go watch it. So that means that you can change your mind, basically. And you can change your mind about you. You can change your mind about your life. It all comes down to perspective. Right? So again, are you willing to do the work? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Are you one? Am I talking to you? Are you ready and willing to do the work? And you may not know what all of the work consists of. And that's okay, because this is a process. You're on your journey, right? You want the shalom, you want the peace, you want to get your life aligned and on the right track, right? And so whatever it takes, if you have a whatever it takes, like, listen, I don't know what all has to be done, but I am ready, willing, and able, right? And so I'm going to make another video on what that work entails and what it looks like. And I want you to be ready, okay? And one of the things that you can start doing is journaling. I've been journaling since I was 11 years old. And trust me when I tell you, it facilitates healing. It helps you. It even helps with your memory. It helps you to stay focused, because sometimes we think that we're going to remember stuff and you don't remember. It doesn't, no, because your brain is actually, it does a lot in the way of deletion, especially when it's stressful. And then that's why you can't remember anything. I don't know. Can you hear the birds singing? They are so happy about this. I can hear them. So, are you ready? Are you willing? Are you able? And what does that look like? Because I want you to start there. What does it look like for you to start? What will your life look like when you get to that place called there? What type of person do you want to be? What does that look like? What does it feel like? And start to meditate on that, because it's going to help you out a lot. They agree. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds, but they agree. So yeah, that's the first thing I want you to do. And if you need to get on my calendar, please do. It's right there. I want you to reach out and get in touch with me, because guess what? A little fireside chat never hurt anybody, right? Okay, so with that said, I am the Be About You to bring you intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. Shalom, shalom.